Hi guys, zanginator here and welcome back. This is a long overdue command blocks update video that I have been planning for a long time and trying to get done, but you know, things get in the way. So a lot has changed since I originally made that commands block video back in November 2012. Can't even remember what version of the game that was. But now this is 1.7. So everything here is 1.7 compatible. I will say from the get-go I will not be going over the tell raw commands because there is a lot in there and that deserves its own video that I should link somewhere around here once it is done. There won't be any of the new commands that will be coming up in 1.8. I shall actually make a separate video as well when those actually officially come out. So, starting with the basics. Difficulty, as we all know, we have peaceful, easy, normal and hard. Simple commands, difficulty 0 for peaceful, 1 for easy, 2 for normal, 3 for hard. You cannot set into hardcore mode, so you know, set game difficulty to peaceful, easy, you know, simple commands. Game mode, again, you can't change into hard mode, like hardcore mode. This is simple. Game mode, 0 for survival, 1 for creative, 2 for adventure. It will be 3 in future for spectator mode, but that again is a 1.8 command. And as normal, at P to target the nearest player, tack R to target around the player, and tack A, at A even, to target all players. So say, look, gone into survival, gone into creative, gone into adventure, as you can tell. So go back to creative. There is also the default game mode command, which is just simply default game mode survival. This makes sure that everyone joining the game will be put into that game mode, which is good. Now, as you might have been already seeing, every time I step on a command block, we get this grey line that says something's occurred. Well, you can turn this off with set command block output. As you can see here with true, the grey still appears, but if I change this back to false, you shall see whenever I step on something, I only get the normal text. I don't get the grayed out text. So let's change that back so you can see what everything's going on. So now we're moving on into the game manipulation. So toggle downfall, simple, toggle downfall. If I stand on it, it'll start raining. Simple. You might be able to notice that the sun is not moving right now. That is due to the daylight cycle. If you do game rule do daylight cycle false, it will stop the day from moving onwards. So you can make it permanently night or day, so you can see the sun's not moving. If I turn it on, you'll see it start moving. Nice command if you always want to make a creative world that's day, for example. So opposite to toggle downfall, you can actually custom set the weather. So simple weather, you can just have clear, rain or thunder, and then a time. In this case, weather thunder for 10,000 seconds. So change into stormy weather, and you shall see, hopefully, should be some thunder. There we go. And we toggle the downfall, there we go. So onto more game rules. We have the fire spread command, which is game rule, again, do fire tick false. Now, what you will see with this is if I turn this on, and I take a quick trip over to my conveniently placed wooden wall, if I put fire up on it, you shall notice no matter how long I wait, nothing is going to happen. It's just gonna stay there, do nothing. So again, if you want to protect your world against trolls burning the place down, it's a good idea. So if I change it back to true, you shall see block damage shall occur, fire shall spread, take some time. This never works when I want to demonstrate it. If I put a bit there, it should spread. Maybe not. Oh, there we go. So there you go, fire spread is on, and this wall will hopefully and eventually should burn down. But I don't... Why won't you burn? There we go. There we go, we can see it spreading. Hey presto. Isn't that nice? Okay, I'm just going to stop that before I do some stupid stuff. So mob drops, game rule do mob loot, true. When this is set to true, mobs will, as normal, drop. Oh, helps if you change into a appropriate game mode even. There we go. So you shall notice when he burns. Oh no, it's not when they burn. Sorry. When they burn to death, he should still drop something when he eventually gets there. Come on. There we go. See, he dropped his, whatever the hell you call it, rotten flesh. But if I change this to false and kill him, you shall notice he did not drop anything else. See, nothing. And that should be the... Oh, God, baby. They're immune to burning, so... shall kill them. So, you know, you can stop mob looting if you want to control that sort of thing. It's useful, because say you don't want players picking up bones from skeletons for various reasons, don't know. You know, adventure maps. Anyway, mob spawning. Game rule, yet again. Do mob spawning false. If we do this, and I set the game to night even, let's go to 1400. You shall notice, despite being in normal game mode, nothing spawns. Absolutely nothing. So if I set this to true, and do it, you should see instantly stuff starts spawning. This is, again, could be useful if you're doing an entirely creative world and you don't want mobs screwing everything over. But then again, say you've built your lovely adventure map, you can also stop mob griefing. So game rule mob griefing, false. If you do this, mobs will no longer be able to damage the area, which is beneficial because, you know, again, need to change my game mode, difficulty of it, and my game mode, so I can actually set him off. But you'll notice he shall not do any damage to the area, which is brilliant. So let me change back and change my game mode back to peaceful before anything dangerous happens. So, you know, if you've got adventure mode and you don't want your area getting destroyed. So keep inventory, game rule, keep inventory true. So this means if I stand on this and I /kill, oh no, I died. You shall notice I respawn with all of my items still. Obviously if you want natural, if you want this to occur, normally you just put false and my items will get dropped. I can also turn off natural regeneration, game rule natural regeneration true. When you set this to true, if I say I go up here and give myself some damage, you see I respawn health. But if I change this to false and do the same thing, you shall notice I do not regen health, no matter how long I wait. This would be good if you wanted to, say, control how users regen. Say they could only use certain items to do it, like eating golden apples, drinking potions, that sort of thing. So like a ultra hardcore almost. Tile drops, game rule do tile drops. So say you have got an area where you need your players to destroy something to get through, but you don't want that junk filling up their inventory. If you do, game rule do tile drops false. When I destroy a block, you should see nothing drops. There are no blocks appearing. So if I just change back, set this back to true. If I then go and destroy blocks, you shall see that the tile gets dropped, and hey presto. Right, I'm going to set the time back today a minute. There we go. Nice and simple. So what I can do is moving away from game rules, like game manipulation almost now. So you can do spawn points. This is to set a spawn point to there. So as you see, if I let's just type kill. If I kill myself, I'll respawn on this gold block. You can also do the same for set world spawn. So instead of targeting specific players, so say like you've got an adventure map for multiple people and they're all going through at different times, you can set, say, people's different spawn points at like inns, for example, and I just destroyed the command block. But you want the universal spawn set somewhere else. There you go. So clear inventory, simple, clear and a target. So I can clear all of my inventory. But if I pick up certain items, for example, and I type diamond underscore block, you should see when I step on it, it only removes the diamond block and not the dirt. So you can target specific items, say you want to remove a certain item from the player's inventory after a certain point. There you go. Okay, as you may all know by now, teleport, simple, TP a player to a location, in this case this gold block yet again. Experience, XP 500, for example, give me 500 XP. If I change my game mode into survival, you shall see I get experience. Hey presto. All of my signs seem to have lost their information. Odd. Okay. Anyway, onwards, I guess. Okay, so my signs are back. Don't know what happened there. So sounds. Play sound, in this case liquid.lava at the nearest player, so if you listen carefully. I am nowhere near lava, but there is the lava sounds playing, which is cool. So you've got a custom resource pack and you've put custom sounds in there. You can play them at specific points. So this is one of my favourite, and it does combine well with a new command that's coming in 1.8, which is fill. You can use a set block. In this case, I'm going to set the block 10 blocks above this one to be a mob spawner. These little keys, whatever the hell they are, I don't know what you call them, wavy squiggly lines, means based off this location. So it's same location on the X, 10 above this one, and same location on the Z. So if I set it and look up, see a spawner appears. Now, you know, setting a spawn, setting blocks, but setting a mob spawner. What else can I do? Set block with added, ... So say I want to set the block. This is going to be directly behind this one in the floor. I want to make a mob spawner, and I'm going to replace whatever's there. But I'm going to make it a zombie spawner. So in a curvy bracket, entity ID zombie, spawn data, I can set their equipment. For example, this is a diamond sword, and they get one of them. So if I do that, you'll see the block gets placed. If I set the time to night, and also my game mode into normal, you see, there we go, zombies spawn with diamond swords, and he shall also burn. I'm going to get rid of that before it does something. So super set block, as I call it. Now this is a crazy command, and I shall actually type it out so I can get you to understand almost. So say I do same location as before, -1 to this, just behind it. What I can do is with a mob spawner, you can set a lot of commands. It'd help if I spelled replace correctly. So in this case, I'm going to make a mob spawner that spawns chickens. So entity ID chicken. But you know what? I don't want too many spawning at one time, so I can do another variable, maximum nearby, I can't spell to save my life, or type even, maximum nearby entities, and say I only want 10 to be around in this area at any one point. Okay. I want the player to be within a certain range when these start spawning, so required player range, say we set this to 16, and I only want a certain amount spawning, so spawn count, I can spawn up to 6 at a time, for example. If I, there we go, get rid of the insert, and I want them to spawn, as you saw before, the zombies spawn quite some distance away. Say I only want them to spawn within a range of 2, or 20 for some reason, 2, and then I can set how long it takes. So min spawn delay, this is the least amount of time it's actually going to take, for example. So say this is in ticks of the game as well, so if I put 50 ticks, that's actually 20 ticks a second, so that's 2.5 seconds. So a mob will spawn, the fastest it'll spawn is every 2.5 seconds, but I can also set a maximum spawn delay, in this case 200 seconds. So a mob is going to spawn between 2.5 seconds and 10 seconds. Simple, right? And again, we can do spawn data, I don't know, let's do riding ID, I don't know, pig? I think I need to put that like that, don't I? I'm not sure if it's capitalized or not, I can't remember. And get rid of all the curvy brackets. And then, there we go. This is my crazy mob spawner that makes pigs with chickens being ridden on them. It's absolutely hilarious. Oh well, I'm going to get rid of this and all of these chicken creatures, because they are now starting to cause hell. Oh god. See, this is why you don't have animals. This is why TV shows no longer have animals on them. There we go. Oh, don't you dare ruin stuff for me. There we go. They look so cute. There we go. Oh, chicken. There we go. So, as you might be able to see, the next thing I'm going to do is apply effects. So, what you can do in this case is effect at a target, effect ID, how long and how strong. In this case, 10 is regeneration, 6 is instant health, 7 is like instant damage. There's a whole page on the Minecraft Wikipedia. This 60 represents how long and the potency. So I'm going to step on this and you see I get regeneration 3. Okay, that's odd. Oh, is it stacking? No, it's not stacking. It's because I've already had a regeneration 2 applied. I get it for 60 seconds. Also, I can do a clear on this. So I can take all the effects from myself. Another command, summon, for example, pig. I'm going to do this within the pen. As you can see, I've used a mixed location of locations, the height of the block, blah blah blah. So if I step on this and look into the pen, you see I can summon a pig. Obviously I can do the similar entity ID riding, for example. So now we're going to do enchant. And enchant command works by using enchant at a player, the enchantment ID, and how strong level you want it. Now this affects the item you're holding in hand, so I'm not sure if you can set which slot an item this affects, but it affects the one that's in hand. So if I step on this, you shall notice I get sharpness 1. Obviously I can change up the strength of this and do this to this weapon, and I get sharpness 2. And say, you know, smite, for example. This one is smite 2. And you can't weirdly stack them. You've got to do them in one command if you want to like add them to it. Also, smite can't be put on top of sharpness. What am I doing? Silly bugger. Silly bugger. So, onwards to some test data almost. Now, what we've got here is for test for command. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to test for a player at a specific location and within a radius of that location. So in my case, the location is that diamond block there. As you can see, mine is 214149, as you can see there. And the radius is 3. I've got to be within 3 blocks of that radius. And what it'll do is then, if you use a comparator block, like put a signal to something else. In this case, another block that says, congrats, you are king of the hill. So if I get this going, and I go towards my block, within 3 blocks of it, you'll notice I get Zanginator, congratulations, you are king of the hill. It's red because I was playing around with scoreboards on this map at one point. So if I quickly break that. Now I can also do test for block. Now I'm doing the same thing, because the test for block is a little weird because it doesn't accept half variables, because blocks have got to be in a definite location and it goes off the closest to 0 corner or whatever the hell it is. You can test for a block. So in this case, on top of that diamond block, I am looking for a wooden plank. And when I do, I'm going to get a message saying the block has been placed. So nothing, nothing, nothing. If I get a dirt block, nothing. If I place my wood, the block has been placed. And if I keep doing it, you see, I get a message. It only occurs once, which is nice, because the data has been met once, blah, blah, blah. You could also do block data, like test for block data in a certain area, but again, that's not a thing yet. So, as I was saying, I can do radius from a point. So, you can also do within a radius and then minimum radius. So in this case, I'm actually going off of this block right here, actually, aren't I? If I turn this on, I've forgotten what I was doing. Oh yeah, that's it. If I'm within a radius of this block of 5 and greater than 3, I shall get teleported over there. As you can see, I'm under 3 from it, so nothing affects me. So as you can see, I'm beyond 5 and nothing happens. But as I move closer to it, I get teleported away. So I get teleported to this gold block. I thought I was getting teleported to that diamond block, but I'm not. So if I just turn this off, otherwise it causes hell. Make sure if you're using a radius minimum, you have a radius maximum, because this can make worlds inaccessible, especially if you hit them on a repeater like this. Because if you don't have a radius maximum, everything meets the greater than radius. And you will just have everyone ending up in one location, which is not good at all. So, experience test. What I can do is I can test if a player has a certain level of experience. So L means level 30, and LM means a minimum level. And say I meet this, I can get teleported over there. So if I switch to my game mode 0, you can see I'm level 23. So if I step on this, nothing's going to happen. Oh, boo-hoo. But say I go and get some more experience here. I'm at 32, but that's still good. If I do it now, I still don't meet it because I'm greater than the experience requirement. But say I put this to level 32, and then I step on it. You see I meet it, I got enough experience, and I'm teleported. That's a great way if you want to say, make sure players only move on to a certain area once they've, you know, done something. I don't know. So, using various commands here, you can do a rudimentary world guard. So, in this case, what I'm going to do, is, as you can see, is this area is protected. Game mode 2, every player who approaches that point within a radius of 5 will be set to adventure mode. So, unfortunately, this does spam the chat, annoyingly. But as you can see, I'm in creative mode, because if I'm further enough away from that, using the radius minimum command, it sets me back to creative mode. But if I go closer to it, you shall see that it just changes to adventure mode. That is it. So I can't destroy anything here, but if I go away, I'm back into creative and hey presto. So that's a rudimentary way of implementing World Guard on vanilla servers. Very interesting. Why is there a pig spawner back up there? Now, these two can't exactly run via command blocks, but they are useful commands if you want to know. Seed, as you can see, if you type /seed, it'll just put the seed in there, but if you also type it out, it'll give you the seed. And /publish doesn't actually work in a command block, as you do not have permission to do this, but if I type it, what you shall see is that my local game is now open to the LAN. Now, one last thing is there's a new item, not new, but command block in a minecart. You can't craft this using a command block and a minecart. You have to spawn it in. Its item number is 1422 even, so give me 422. You see I get a command block, and if I remember correctly, no, it's 139, isn't it? I don't know, I've forgotten the command block ID for normal command blocks. So yeah, so what you can do with this is every time these go over activator rails, it will run the command that's in there. So in this case, set block 2 blocks above the command block as a diamond block. So if I let this run, see a pile of diamond blocks appear. This could be very, very cool for, I don't know, whatever. Let's see if this works. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. Loading bar. Haha. So rudimentary loading bars. That'd be cool. So yeah, that's a basic overview of pretty much most of the command blocks and how they can be used basically, and I showed you how they can sort of combine to do some crazy stuff. In regards to like particle effects and enchantment IDs and that sort of thing, refer to the Minecraft wiki because there's some good listings on there. There's also a better, good breakdown of what each command does as well. So yeah, look out for the Tell Raw video that I shall be hopefully doing, if I can wrap my head around it. I can, but it just takes time to do, like this does. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. I just took a screenshot, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.